Have you ever imagined getting into a car, saying, "Take me home," reclining the seat, watching a movie, or even sleeping, while the vehicle does all the work by itself? It sounds like a scene from a futuristic movie, but this technology, it is already being tested on the streets of the United States right now. Today, we're going to explore the revolution that's about to completely change the concept of driving. We're entering a new era, the era of driverless driving. In this system, artificial intelligence takes full control of the vehicle, makes decisions faster than any human being, and learns from every kilometer traveled. Companies like Tesla, General Motors, Ford, Waymo, Zoox, NVIDIA and other American startups are vying for leadership in this technological race. Cars capable of driving themselves, predicting accidents, communicating with each other, understanding their surroundings, and avoiding human error, responsible for more than 90% of current accidents. And the question that remains is, when will this transformation happen? The answer is simple. It has already begun. The first self-driving taxis are circulating in cities like San Francisco, Tesla cars are already traveling thousands of kilometers without human intervention, and Ford is testing hands-free driving on American highways. All this while they are designing fully autonomous models for the coming years. Get ready. In this video, you will learn the most advanced American self-driving cars currently available, understanding how they work, where they are being used, and what will change in your life as a result. Because what seems like a luxury today will be standard tomorrow. If you still think you'll always have a steering wheel in your hands, maybe this video will completely change your perspective. Tesla Full Self-Driving 12.0-inch, the intelligence that learns by driving. If there's one company that's leading the race for self-driving cars, that company is Tesla, and the reason is simple. The automaker created a system that learned by driving, the Full Self-Driving 12.0. He's not just an assistant, he's a real, artificial intelligence in motion, capable of making decisions like an experienced driver, and often better than a human. Unlike other companies that rely on sensors, radar, and extremely detailed maps, Tesla has opted for a system based on, almost exclusively in cameras and computer vision. Just as our eyes see the world, the car analyzes the environment, identifies pedestrians, traffic signs, vehicles, weather conditions, and reacts in real time. Elon Musk stated, "Driving manually will be like riding a horse for fun. Autonomous driving will be the standard." Today, thousands of Teslas circulate in the United States, collecting data 24 hours a day, sending information to servers, and constantly improving the system. With each update, the FSD becomes smarter. It learns from millions of kilometers driven by other cars in the network. It can change tracks automatically, making complex turns at intersections, deciding which overtakes to make on your own, parking without human intervention, recognizing risks and correcting trajectories before an accident occurs. This version 12.0 represents a gigantic leap. The car can now drive without programmed commands, reacting in a way completely natural, like an experienced driver. And more, without distractions, without fatigue, without human error, responsible for 94% of traffic accidents today. For many, this may seem daunting. And it truly is. We're talking about a machine that learns by observing thousands of drivers, analyzing behaviors, and creating its own driving style. Tesla's goal isn't just to drive itself. It is to be safer than any human behind the wheel. Imagine a future where your car picks you up on its own, takes you to work, parks you, and even drives you home if needed. This future isn't 30 years away. It's being tested now in cities like Austin, Las Vegas, and San Francisco. Would you let your car drive itself? Would you allow AI to take complete control? This is the question Tesla wants the world to answer, and many have already answered yes. Cruise, General Motors, autonomous taxis in real-world operation. While Tesla is focused on transforming personal cars into autonomous vehicles, Cruise, a subsidiary of General Motors, has decided to tackle a different approach: urban transportation. The company has created a system of 100% autonomous taxis that are already operating in American cities such as San Francisco, Phoenix, and Austin. And the most impressive thing, these cars operate without a safety driver. There's no steering wheel, no pedals, and no one sitting in the driver's seat. While many companies are still testing in controlled environments, Cruise is operating in the real world. You can open an app, request a car, and it simply arrives at your door, without anyone behind the wheel. The passenger gets in, confirms the destination, and the vehicle drives the entire trip. This type of service has already been implemented. More than 5 million kilometers without human drivers. building an extremely valuable database to improve autonomy. The vehicles used are generally electric, equipped with state-of-the-art sensors, 360-degree cameras, radars, and lidars, which allow for millimeter-precise environmental reading. CARwe's strategy is to develop a system that can navigate safely even in complex urban scenarios, with pedestrians crossing outside of crosswalks, cyclists, roadworks, or unpredictable traffic. One of CARwe's biggest differentiators is that the system was designed to follow all traffic rules are strictly enforced. This is something that human drivers don't always do. The result is extremely safe driving, sometimes even more cautious than many passengers expect. There are reports from users saying they felt like they were in a car driven by an extremely responsible robot. CARwe works in partnership with local authorities to authorize the operation, which requires very strict approval in terms of safety and technology. They believe that autonomous transportation will drastically reduce urban accidents, congestion, and even the need for parking in cities. The question many raise is, how does society react when it sees a car driving itself? Initially, there was resistance, with reports of people being suspicious or frightened when they saw a driverless vehicle stopping at a traffic light. Over time, curiosity turned into acceptance. Today, there are people who use this service daily, with the same ease with which they order an Uber. This business model could completely transform urban mobility. Imagine a fleet of autonomous cars operating 24 hours a day, optimizing routes, reducing emissions, and eliminating human error, the leading cause of accidents. CARwe envisions a future where no one will need to own a car. You'll request transportation only when you need it, and it will automatically come to you. We are facing a historic moment in which the concept of the driver is being replaced by artificial intelligence. We are not talking about a laboratory prototype, but a reality already in practice. The transformation will not happen in the distant future. It has already begun and is running on American streets right now. And now the question remains, would you get into a driverless car, trusting AI completely? Because there are people doing it now, and for them, the future has already arrived. Ford BlueCruise 3.0 Autonomy on American Roads. While many companies focus on autonomous driving within cities, with their complex and unpredictable environments, Ford has taken a different approach, mastering autonomous driving on highways first. The BlueCruise 3.0 system is one of the most advanced in the world for autonomous driving hands-free, that is, without needing to put your hands on the steering wheel. It's specially designed for long journeys on American highways. BlueCruise uses internal cameras that monitor the driver's eyes and attention, external lane recognition sensors, and radars that analyze the flow of surrounding vehicles. When the car is on a compatible highway, more than 200,000 kilometers have already been mapped in the United States. The driver receives an indication on the dashboard and can simply take their hands off the steering wheel and relax, allowing the car to drive itself. In practice, the system controls acceleration, braking, steering, and even automatic overtaking. If behind a slow vehicle, the car analyzes the situation and can change lanes automatically if the road is clear. Unlike other systems, BlueCruise was designed to maintain a natural and comfortable driving experience, attempting to mimic the way an experienced driver drives on the highway. Another major advantage is the integration with the electrical system of new Ford vehicles, such as the Mustang Mach-E and the F-150 Lightning. This allows for intelligent adjustments in energy consumption, depending on road and traffic conditions. Ford is also updating the technology via remote connection, meaning the car becomes more autonomous over time, without the driver needing to switch vehicles. The BlueCruise system also learns from millions of kilometers driven, recording real-world situations such as sudden weather changes, unexpected obstacles, and quick decisions to avoid accidents. This continuous learning capability is bringing Ford cars closer to more complete autonomy, possibly reaching level 4 in some models by 2030. But the most interesting point is why Ford decided to start with highways. According to the brand, urban traffic has too many variables, such as pedestrians, cyclists, and unpredictable interferences. On highways, the environment is more structured, the flow of vehicles is more predictable, and speeds are more constant, making the use of autonomous driving much more efficient and safe. With this, BlueCruise has become one of the most reliable solutions for long journeys, reducing driver fatigue and increasing safety. There are hundreds of reports of people who have traveled for hours without touching the steering wheel, only monitoring the system. Some claim to feel as if they were being driven by an invisible professional driver. It's a concrete step towards the future of autonomous driving, focused on comfort and safety. Ford believes that soon, most road trips will be made without human intervention, and that drivers will act more as supervisors of the car than as direct operators. The road is just the beginning. The real goal is to expand to all environments, and when that happens, Ford wants to be at the forefront. Revolutionary startups, Zoox, Amazon, Waymo, Google, NVIDIA Drive. When we think about autonomous cars, we often imagine large automakers leading the way. But the truth is that some of the most radical innovations are coming from technology companies and startups that see the car not just as a vehicle, but as an intelligent mobility system. Zoox, Waymo, and NVIDIA Drive are three clear examples of how the future of transportation will not be determined solely by engines or design, but by software, data processing, and integration with artificial intelligence. Starting with Zoox, a company acquired by Amazon. It developed a fully autonomous vehicle, specifically designed for urban transportation, without a steering wheel, pedals, and with a symmetrical design. That is, it can move in any direction without needing to reverse. Zoox's idea is not to adapt an existing car, but to create a new vehicle, designed exclusively to operate without a driver. Fully electric, equipped with AI integrated into Amazon's logistics ecosystem, this type of transportation could very well become an essential part of urban deliveries and passenger transport in the near future. Zoox is betting on shared autonomous fleets, potentially replacing taxis and even private vehicles in large cities. Waymo, a company owned by Google, is considered by many experts to be the world leader in autonomous driving. Waymo operates with extremely advanced sensors and artificial intelligence trained on billions of kilometers driven in digital simulations. Waymo's differentiating factor is its ability to interpret the environment in real time with impressive precision. It can detect objects hundreds of meters away, predict pedestrian and vehicle behavior, and make adaptive maneuvers instantly. Waymo already offers 100% autonomous transportation services in cities like Phoenix and Los Angeles, even surpassing some Tesla solutions in this regard. Now, if there's one company behind the technological advancement of virtually all others, that company is NVIDIA. With NVIDIA Drive, it provides the processing platform used by several automakers to run artificial intelligence within autonomous vehicles. Imagine a compact supercomputer installed in the car, capable of processing information captured by cameras, radar, and LiDAR in milliseconds. This means that many traditional automakers, instead of creating all the technology from scratch, are using NVIDIA systems to rapidly evolve their autonomous capabilities. NVIDIA is transforming cars into information processing centers, ready to make complex decisions instantly. What's most interesting is that these companies work in parallel, but in a complementary way. Zoox creates vehicles specifically for urban autonomy, Waymo tests and validates the concept in real-world street operations, and NVIDIA provides the technological foundation that powers the AI systems inside the cars. The result? A brutal acceleration in the development of the automotive sector. We are witnessing a revolution led not only by car manufacturers, but by companies that treat the car as a smart, connected device, an essential part of a fully digitalized mobility system. What these startups are developing today could become the mandatory industry standard in the coming years. In short, automakers built the cars we know. Now, companies like Zoox, Waymo, and NVIDIA are creating the systems that will control them. The revolution is already underway, and no one will be able to stop it.
The infrastructure of the future, cities that communicate with cars. When we talk about self-driving cars, many people only think about the technology inside the vehicle. But for this revolution to truly happen, it is not enough for the cars to simply be intelligent. Cities also need to evolve. The future of mobility depends on a connected urban ecosystem where streets, traffic lights, signage, parking lots, and even the electricity supply itself communicate with vehicles in real time. In the United States, pilot projects already exist in cities like Phoenix, Detroit, and Austin where urban sensors are integrated into traffic systems that send information directly to autonomous cars. The idea is to create an environment that not only reacts to traffic, but that predicts the autonomous car of the future will be able to receive a traffic congestion warning even before arriving at the location, automatically adjust its route, and even communicate with other vehicles to form an intelligent flow of traffic. Intelligent traffic lights will be a key element of this advancement. Instead of operating on a pre-programmed schedule, they will analyze traffic in real time and communicate with cars to optimize passage. Imagine never again being stuck waiting for a green light unnecessarily. TheThe will know your car is approaching and will make instant adjustments to allow safe passage. Parking will also be fully automated. The car will be able to drop off the passenger at their destination and park itself, in an optimized way, based on urban artificial intelligence. In centers where car sharing and on-demand vehicles predominate, this need may disappear completely, since many will not own a car, only requesting one when necessary. The electrical infrastructure will also be integrated. The streets will feature inductive charging points, capable of supplying energy while the car is in motion. This will reduce reliance on fixed chargers and allow autonomous electric vehicles to operate for virtually unlimited periods. Another key point will be communication between vehicles and public sectors. Ambulances and police cars will send priority signals to also roading systems, allowing autonomous vehicles to clear the way in a coordinated manner. Emergency management will be much more efficient and faster, drastically reducing response time in accidents. The very construction of cities will have to change. Roads will be designed to reduce blind spots, facilitate sensor guidance, and allow vehicles to maintain ideal driving trajectories. In some scenarios, traffic could be exclusively for autonomous cars, increasing safety and eliminating human error. We are moving towards a model where traffic will be a large system of synchronized data. If today the driver tries to understand the city, in 2050 it will be the city that understands and guides the vehicles. The question remains, when cars communicate with cities, will we see the end of traffic lights, traffic jams and accidents? If it depends on the technology that is emerging now, this possibilities closer the it sense. What happens until 2035? Will you still be driving? The question many car enthusiasts ask is, with all this technology arriving, will you still be driving 2035? The answer is simple. Because the transition to fully autonomous vehicles will be not just technological, but also cultural, emotional, and even legal. Driving has always been associated with freedom, control, and pleasure. But we are entering an era where the steering wheel might become optional, and the act of driving a choice, not a necessity. By 2035, the trend is that human driving will still exist, but will be increasingly limited. Most cars will have advanced autonomous capabilities and will perform virtually all driving tasks on highways, main avenues, and even in urban areas. Drivers will act more as supervisors, prepared to intervene only in exceptional situations. Legislation will begin to change gradually, allowing vehicles to circulate without human intervention on specific routes. In some locations, activating autonomous mode will be mandatory, especially in high-traffic areas or commercial transport. Sports cars and classic models will still have their place, and will likely become objects of entertainment, used on tracks or at events, as is done today with certain historic vehicles. The pleasure of driving may evolve into a recreational activity, similar to what happens with horses and equestrians. Something that was once the main means of transportation, but which today is a hobby or sport. The generation born after 2030 might grow up considering self-driving cars normal. For them, keeping their hands on the steering wheel might seem risky or outdated. Autonomy will be seen as synonymous with safety and efficiency. The emotional relationship with driving might change, shifting the focus to comfort, productivity during the journey, and the integration between the car and lifestyle. Major automakers are studying strategies for this cultural transition. Some plan to maintain manual driving modes in specific models, while others believe that fully autonomous vehicles will be preferred by the new generation. Auto insurance will also influence this change. Manual driving could lead to higher premiums, as the human factor will be associated with greater risk. In legal terms, the United States government is studying regulations to restrict manual driving in certain areas by 2040, especially where there is a large presence of autonomous vehicles. The idea is to reduce accidents, since more than 90% of them today are caused by human error. So, will you still be driving em 2035? Yes, but only if you want to. The steering wheel will no longer be a necessity for getting around, but rather a choice for those who still wish to feel the thrill of controlling a machine. Freedom will continue but in a different form, the freedom to decide. If do you want to drive, or would you prefer to let technology do it for you? We've reached the point where driving will be a passion, not a job. And that could be the biggest cultural shift in the automotive world since the invention of the car closing, the last generation that still drives. We've reached the end of another episode here on the channel.R and today we are talking about something that is perhaps one of the most impactful topics in the history of the automotive industry. We are living through a transition. We who still hold the steering wheel today might be the last generation that truly drives by choice. And not out of necessity. Think about it. Our grandparents witnessed the rise of the mass market car. Our parents learned how to maintain the engine, change tires, and get a feel for the car on the road. And now, we are watching the car learn to drive itself. The next generation might not even need a driver's license because for them, driving might be seen as outdated, risky, or simply unnecessary. But before that happens, we still have the opportunity to live through this historic moment. We pilot powerful machines while they learn to pilot themselves. We are on the cusp between the era of the human driver and the era of full autonomy. And the most interesting thing, the steering wheel can become optional. Those who want to experience the thrill will continue driving, perhaps in controlled environments or even as a hobby. But daily commuting? That will be dominated by autonomous, hyper-connected vehicles, likely powered by intelligence artificial and sustainable. So the question we leave you with at the end is, do you want to be just a passenger in the future or a protagonist in this transformation? If you want to keep up with this revolution, subscribe to the channel.R, leave a like. Comment and mention below which autonomous technology impressed you the most and which one you think will really dominate the streets by 2035.